race number 9, which is the first section of the Homeman Tin Handicap Class 3 1200 metres. Beauty Tycoon, Wagner Borges and John Size coming into this from barrier number 5. Sake Win has been off the scene for a few weeks. He's had 2 trials leading into this. Lucky 8, a last start winner, seizing the moment. Nordic Dragon, they queried the tactics on him last time out. Going back, he's got barrier 7. Brave Star, All Greek to me, was knocked off at a favourite again last start. Gallant Crown's been out of sorts. Elon, and of course number 10, Waka Waka, he is out. Let's have a look at the speed map here, and it is race number 9, and as they start we can see that Sake Win likely to go forward here, Nick, and he's ridden by Angus Chung.
He certainly is, yes. And we've seen how effective Angus is off the front end, and he's on a horse who really does like to lead. So even though he's drawn 10, he'll have to come across the face of the field, but he does look like he's got enough natural pace to do that. All Greek to me, though, has shown plenty of dash from the get-go in his races, and he's drawn 1. So should Sake Win miss the start, the lead goes the way of All Greek to me, because he's very well drawn and Zach Purton rides him, so he'll certainly know how to judge things off the front end. Beauty Tycoon up at the top's got a decent weight, but he does like to race handy, Paul.
Yeah, so he won't be far away. Yeah, the thing with Sake Win is if the instructions are to lead from that wide draw, I don't think Zach will want to get into a speed battle. That's why I thought he might just hand up. But as you say, they could easily lead together if they don't go too quick as well. Elon, in seizing the moment, they both get back with Waka Waka coming out of the field. Nordic Dragon can probably posse up midfield there.
Okay, we'll see what happens with him this time round. Hugh Bowman rides at Nordic Dragon. But we can hear from David Hayes. He is the trainer of All Greek to me. He was beaten favourite last time out, and David spoke to Nick on Tuesday morning at the track.
David Hayes, All Greek to me is your runner in the last race on Wednesday night. A horse who continues to improve and seemingly holding form really well.
Look, he is. He seems to really have a liking for the valley. He's got great gate speed. And he's drawn a good gate this week. So last time he drew 10, did a bit of work and was beaten by a horse who drew well. So I think he'll be pretty competitive.
And is that what sort of was noticeable with him in the sense of bringing him to the valley, was that he does have that gate speed, and that will obviously see him in good stead around the tighter turn?
He seems to accelerate beautifully off the bends, where some horses just don't seem to get around there, but he does, and that's a big advantage.
He's quite a solid type of horse, isn't he, really? He's not small by any stretch.
No, and look, the way he moves in the easy paces, he's relaxed enough. So I think in time he'll run 1400 as well. But just at the moment, we'll keep him doing what he's doing well.
Talking of pace, there is a bit of pace in this race. Sake Win, obviously one of your rivals, he likes to roll forward. Is your horse now becoming that bit more adaptable that he probably doesn't have to lead, perhaps?
No, if he, we'll leave that to Zach.
Yeah.
He won't give up the lead if he jumps in front, but if they go crazy, he can certainly follow.
It's a distinct possibility he could lead, given where he's drawn, I suppose, in 1.
He'll be positive for sure.
You and Zach Purton, good strike rate. I think it's around about 25% or thereover, so always good to get him back on board.
It's nice to get him back on board, and he's very hard to get, though. He has the choice of about 1,000 horses, so when he gets on one, it's got legitimate form.
Just finally, you mentioned obviously the 1,400 metres. Obviously, we don't run that trip at Happy Valley. He has had a couple of starts at Sha Tin. If you were to step him up in trip, would that be the sort of the path he would have to take, is back to Sha Tin, or might you go even a little bit further, perhaps?
Look, I would. If he goes up in trip, I'd go a Sha Tin 1,400. Yeah. I think he could dictate and do very well doing that. But I'm not going to change while he's racing so well at the Valley. But that's an idea for maybe next season.
Great to hear from David Hayes around All Greek to me, who is currently the early favourite in bidding at 2.2. We can move on and have a look at a few replays of runners in this final race at Happy Valley, and we will kick off here with Lucky 8, who's down on the inside here, and also in this Paul is Gallant Crown, but he has been a little out of sorts recently, and this is not really his trip.
No, he's better over the mile. I thought it was a nice win here from Lucky 8. He goes up £5 for this win. He's drawn ideally in barrier number 2, so I know he's at an all-time career rating, but I think he's still got rating points in hand. I thought he could win this.
Yeah, those cheek pieces came off last time. All of his wins have been without the cheek pieces, and Ricky Yu, Carristeton, 38.8% this season. They're flying together.
Yep, they certainly are. We've got some track work here, Nick, of Lucky 8, who's a 3-time winner from his 10 starts, so he's done a good job through his career so far.
He really has, Tom. Yeah, absolutely. Look, he's now a course and distance winner as well, and he's got that form at Sha Tin, so he's versatile, Paul, and he's got a really good CV so far.
Yeah, he's going well, isn't he? Look, he did win his first 2 starts. He had that mishap on debut and then didn't race, but then he had those first 2 starts and ran really nicely over the 1200 at Sha Tin. He's come to Happy Valley, ran second and then off a 68 rating, and now he's won off a 70.
Yep, so we're flying along quite nicely at the moment. We can move on and have a look here at Brave Star now, and Brave Star for Vincent Hoey's about to angle him back down towards the inside here off the turn, and he's got a very good course and distance record now, Paul. 2 wins from 5 and a second placing.
Yeah, he's going well, isn't he, Brave Star? And look, he's really started to thrive since he's got here at Happy Valley. He's won 2 of his last 4. The horse is going well, and it was a nice, strong win here, I thought.
Yeah, look, and he's put on a bit of weight as well for this run, so whether or not that's a good or a bad thing, we'll find out, obviously, with his parade, perhaps on Wednesday night. But he certainly is racing very well. Solid Impact ran 3rd in that race. He's come out and run very well since without winning, so form's okay. Of
course, Gummy Gummy, he ran 2nd in that race and was beaten on the all-weather the other day at Sha Tin when looking like a winner. We've got in this replay here Beauty Tycoon, who's in the centre, and the other one back on the inside here is Elon. He's quite a well-rated horse, Elon, Nick.
He is nowadays, yeah, absolutely, and it wouldn't shock in the slightest if he managed to pop up and win off his mark there of 63. John Size, of course, a master at getting horses to return to form. But look, a decent enough sort of form race this, John, with both of these runners. Beauty Tycoon's a horse I've always liked, Paul, but the big weight would be my slight concern with him.
Yeah, he won off 73 and he went up 8 rating points, which he just sort of struggled a little bit since he's got up. Since then he's come down 2, so I think he'll be at a competitive mark soon, but I'm just happy to watch him in this.
Okay, one more to highlight, and we're going back to the trials here, this time at Sha Tin, and this is Sake Win. With the cheek pieces on here in this barrier trial. He sports the cheek pieces Wednesday night at Happy Valley. Angus Chung was aboard for this 800 metre trial, Paul.
And he has won aboard the horse as well 2 starts ago when he won at Sha Tin. Again, that's come out of a strong form race because he did beat, well, to be fair, Mighty Stride was unlucky, but he still beat Mighty Stride on that occasion. And look, the trial was very good. So I think he's a horse that will suit Happy Valley.
Yeah, look, he had to carry 16 pounds more on his last start when Antoine Hamlin rode him, so you can sort of forgive that run a little bit. And not just that trial, but he's also trialled really well at Happy Valley. I know it was back in December, but it was a good trial, and he certainly did that trial very nice and powerfully.
Yep, and his trial before that, he'd also run 2nd to Lucky Swainess. So Paul, the final race, who's on top?
Well, we've talked about all these horses, but I think Lucky 8 can win again. I know he's at an all-time career rating. High, All Greek to me from the front, Sake Win. Those 2 should be 1st and 2nd, and Brave Star for 4th. 3-7-2-6. Yeah,
I've gone the Hayes trained runner here. All Greek to me. I think he's certainly well placed in a race like this to hopefully win again. Lucky 8's very much in form. So too Brave Star, and Sake Win didn't want to leave him out on his Valley debut. 7-3, 6-2.